Yes, fight fans, this is Body and Mind Sports, and welcome to another session of boxing talk. Okay, and this one is all about Oleksandr Usyk and Martin Bakole, as according to the views of another British heavyweight in Dave Allen. So let's start first with Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk, as we know it by many people's book, number one pound for pound best fighter in the world. Also, former undisputed at cruiserweight, former undisputed at heavyweight. After defeating Tyson Fury, regarded as the number one fighter in the heavyweight division, the king of the heavyweight division. You know, Oleksandr Usyk defeated to capture the WBC belt, which Tyson Fury had ripped off Deontay Wilder in their free match, in their ripped off Deontay Wilder and defended it against Deontay Wilder in their free fight deal. So Tyson Fury having taken that WBC belt from Tyson Fury, became undisputed champion at heavyweight after having already gotten the three other major titles from Anthony Joshua in their two-fight deal mega showdown, in which Oleksandr Usyk also defended the belts against Joshua and beat him. Such a great feat to have achieved, Oleksandr Usyk in being former undisputed at cruiserweight, former undisputed at heavyweight. A great feat by any great fighter, by any great fighter standard, and the only person to ever have achieved such a feat in the heavyweight division, or in a cruiserweight division, depending on how you want to look at it, being undisputed at cruiserweight, being undisputed at heavyweight. The only other person to do it was Evander Holyfield. However, Usyk did it with just 22 fights. 22 professional fights, guys. Usyk did the unimaginable in just 22 fights. Wow. Which tells me, goes to explain really that Oleksandr Usyk, who at the time already had won over 300 amateur fights, is as experienced, is as seasoned as any long-serving professional out there, So, that being the case, what does that make the boxing landscape, seen as Oleksandr Usyk had become undisputed, now former undisputed, via being the number one, or should I say the number one and number two in the heavyweight division, being Anthony Joshua first and then Tyson Fury. Well, it seemed that there was nobody else. That Usyk was the leader of the crop of fighters in that division. However, Dave Allen, another British heavyweight, seems to think differently and actually thinks that there is a man out there that can beat Usyk, and that is none other than Martin Bakole. Well, Bakole, Congolese born, um, fighting out of Scotland, um, actually got an opportunity to show us all how good really he is in his fight against Gerard Anderson, by which he defeated Anderson easily. A very easy fight for Bakole, an easy win, easy payday. So it turned out to be, a surprise to everyone, because Anderson came into that fight the heavy favorite, and also a highly regarded American prospect, which everybody was saying would had high expectations of doing great things in the heavyweight division. Well, now, if according to Bakole, as we have seen, and Dave Allen recalls on the night and speaks with great passion how he thought that Bakole made a 6'4" man weighing 18 stones. That is no joke, people. Essentially looked like a baby on the night. Bakole, speaking about Bakole making Jared Anderson look like a baby on the night. Wow, that's all I can say. And yeah, so Bakole seems to be a firm favorite of Dave Allen to beat Usyk if they were to face one another. And his reasoning being is that Bakole is just too big for Usyk, and at the same time very fast, also very good with his punch combinations, something he doesn't believe that Usyk would be able to deal with if they were to face one another. Bakole himself, who has made who has had interviews where he recalls of his own sparring sessions with Usyk, where he actually mentions actually dropping Usyk in those sparring sessions. And yeah, and Dave Allen, I could say, who has also sparred Tyson Fury, Usyk, and Bakole, can, I don't know if you can say back that up, but says something similar along the lines, drawing on his own sparring days with the three big fighters, saying that he recalls actually being very surprised on how Bakole can throw 6-7 combinations with ease, without a problem, and and comparing it with Usyk and Tyson Fury, that Bakole is actually a better combination puncher than them, and a volume puncher at that. So he recalls that that the key to Bakole's fighting style, being the more superior style to Usyk and Tyson Fury, is actually in his volume. Tyson Fury and Usyk, as we know, they do throw with volume sometimes, but only in spots and in certain rounds of a fight. So yeah, I think that would be a very, very interesting matchup if that is the case. And yeah, Boy, oh boy, Martin Bakole. I mean, those are some very, very high praises being sung about, Martin Bakole, who, after beating Jared Anderson, is actually looking to make a fight with Zselei Zang, and if that comes through, you know, boy, oh boy, are we looking for a feast as fighting fans, Zselei Zhang, according to Dave Allen, could be the only man who can actually, well, not beat Bakole, but give him problems in the ring. And he only puts that to the size of Zselei Zhang being similar to that of, Bakole. I think maybe Zhang might be slightly bigger, but they are similar in size. And also, Zselei Zhang, Martin Bakole, Tyson Fury, and Joshua fall into the category of the four main big fighters in that division. In terms of their height, in terms of their weight. So that goes to yeah. So I would also like to conclude that other fighters that you know Martin Bakole is looking to make a fight with are the winners of, or the winner between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, a fight set to happen this coming September. The likelihood of that happening, I do not know, seeing as Bakole is seen as a heavily avoided, a very heavily avoided heavyweight fighter who only has one loss in his career. He's also looking to avenge that loss being against Michael Hunter, Michael Hunter, who, however, was defeated in the past in the cruiserweight by Usyk, ironically. So, if you are of the mind that, if a fighter beats you and then another fighter beats that fighter, and then if the fighter that beat the fighter that beats you, if you and him fight, that means that that fighter that beat the fighter that beat you could beat you. If you are of that mind, then that is not boxing, guys, because as we know, boxing is full of many unpredictable surprises where, being that styles make fights, people, boxing fans. Styles make fights, and in this case, according to Dave Allen, Martin Bakole's style is just all too wrong for Oleksandr Usyk, and I will go through the details again. Why? Because of Bakole's size, sizable, but still has speed, great combination puncher, and he punches in volume. One thing I've also seen is that Usyk tends to get tired, towards the middle part of a 12 round fight. If you look at in the sixth, seventh, eighth rounds, it tends to tire in those rounds, and then gets into his second wind in the latter stages of the fight, i.e. 9, 10, maybe not even 9, let's say 10, 11, 12 to be safe, but that is what happens with Usyk. However, Bakole add that to the arsenal of him being big, fast, combination, a combination puncher, that's 3. Fighter that punches in volume, that's 4. And then add his gas tank to that. That is dangerous. And I can see where Dave Allen is absolutely coming from, you know. Yeah, so Martin Bakole, like I said, got his sights on Zselei Zang, has got his sights on the winner of Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua, set to happen this September, and he's also got his sights on Zselei Zang, the man, the only man who Dave Allen believes might have a chance at beating him. And that's not even at beating him. Beating him is, I'm saying too much now. That has a chance at troubling him at best. So you know, we'll just leave it as it is, and as you know, time is the great revealer. We'll see what happens in terms of fights that are available or will become available for Martin Bakole. And with that, that's all I have to say in this video, and that ends today's boxing talk. See you next time on Mind and Body Sports. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and of course we always want you to comment so we know that you are interacting with us and with the content. I'll see you next time. Until then, stay blessed.